Hey, it's Brandon. Today, I want to talk about Social Security enrollment and why everybody ignores professional advice on the right time to enroll. If you go out on the internet, you're going to find lots of people telling you that age 70 is the right time to enroll in Social Security for income. So you should defer payment until you are 70 years old. And the reason that this advice is so common is it makes a lot of mathematical sense. There is a huge increase in the benefit that you get from Social Security if you wait to age 70. In fact, every year you defer income past your full retirement age, which for most people now is age 67, you will get an 8% increase in your Social Security income. So you get that per year, 8% per year. There are very few financial vehicles out there, none that I can think of actually, that would give you the sort of guaranteed gain in benefit that the Social Security system is giving you for deferring your income every year between full retirement age and age 70. To quantify that for you, if your full retirement age benefit is $2,500 per month. If you wait to age 70, it's going to grow to $3,150. That's $650 additional dollars per month that you would collect from Social Security if you waited to age 70 to start enrollment and start collecting Social Security as a retirement benefit. But very, very few people do this. In fact, by the numbers, 8% of Americans, just 8% of Americans wait until age 70 to begin Social Security benefits. And even surveys that ask people what their plans regarding Social Security enrollment are, very few of them, in fact, it pretty much comes out at 8%, is generally the number of people who plan to wait until age 70 to start benefits. So this isn't a function of people planning to do one thing and then just ending up doing something else. Most people don't take this advice, and most people don't plan to take this advice. I think there's a very important lesson to be taken from this. There's really two main reasons people do this, and they have a lot of insight on the psyche of people in retirement, and I think it's okay to be of this opinion. I think there's a lot of good that comes out of it, actually. So first and foremost, despite most people in the financial services industry and even most regulators' desire, people really don't seek to optimize financial benefit out of a lot of their products, especially a lot of their financial products, especially as they relate to retirement. I've seen this countless times. People do not generally heed the advice that will get them the greatest rate of return. They don't always heed the advice that will get them the most amount of income. People are generally most interested in the thing that's going to get them what they want as quickly as they can possibly get it. So the path of least resistance with the easiest route there is what people are generally looking to accomplish. So if you get to full retirement age, and $2,500 is our example from earlier, is enough to do what you need to do, game over. We don't have to wait. Why wait? In addition to that, when we look at retirement age enrollment, the majority of people enroll at full retirement age, but the second highest number of enrolled ages are 62. That's the age at which you first become eligible at a reduced benefit. So again, the ability to get what I want with as little effort and as little time taken to get there is what most people are going to choose. And most people are also very willing to compromise on that if it means they need to compromise. So 67, 70, I'd rather go earlier and wait longer to receive the benefit. Additionally, if you're 67 years old, you've got, on average, about 16 years left to live. That's life expectancy if you're male in the United States. So 16 years is the average life expectancy of a 67-year-old male in the United States. So 16 more years of theoretically doing the things you like, except it's probably going to look something more like 12 years of doing the things that you really want to do, and probably 4 or so doing fewer things that you want to do because health and age is getting to a point where you simply can't do a lot of the stuff that you were formerly enjoying in life. To wait another 3 years between 67 and 70 doesn't mean you add 3 years on the other end of this. You're just subtracting the number of years that you're going to have in retirement, in theory, if you defer income and wait to age 70. The only other option is if you're going to take income from other places, and that's one option, something that we will entertain in just a little bit here. But for the most part, enrolling in Social Security for people is the beginning of their retirement. And so telling them that they need to wait another 3 years it's a big ask for a lot of people. And they intuitively understand that another 3 years of deferred retirement is 3 fewer years in retirement. I'm only going to live so many years. And yeah, it's true, the longer you live, the longer your life expectancy kind of becomes. But even if you look at the life expectancy from age 67 to age 70, it's only about a year difference. So at 67, you're going to live to, on average, about 83. And at 70, you're going to live to, on average, about 84. So best case scenario, you subtract or you sacrifice 3 years to maybe gain 1. But you're also going to lose 3 of what are probably the better years in retirement. The sooner you retire, the more good years you probably have, because it's highly unlikely the best years are going to be the last few that you have in retirement. So most people can intuitively do this thought process. And even though the math says they're going to get more benefit if they defer income to age 70, there's a lot that they're going to get out of the years that come sooner, even with a lower income amount. So I remember years ago, there was a Mutual of Omaha commercial that suggested, when it comes to retirement, what you have set in place may not be enough, but you're going to have to figure out how to make it enough. And a lot of people make that sacrifice every day. The big lesson to come out of this is, if you can take the assets that you've accumulated and create, for the most part, the life that you want to create, or as close as you can get to it now versus a year from now or 2 years from now, most people are going to take that option. Go now, retire now. I understand there are a small number of the population that really get enjoyment and fulfillment out of what they do, and their plan is to continue to work for as long as they possibly can. They are a rare bird. Most people are not in that boat. By the time you get to your 60s, even if you love the job that you've done, you probably are getting to a point where you're starting to think about life after this job. And the more years you get life after this job, in a lot of cases, the better, or at least the more good years. And the best way to ensure you get the most good years is, honestly, to retire as early as you possibly can. There's a little bit of temperance we got to take to this. If you retire at 50, you're probably going to find that's too many years in a lot of cases. But the big takeaway is optimizing the income you get from Social Security is, I think, virtuous when it comes to the math geekiness that a lot of financial professionals try to do. But practically speaking, there is a much harder to quantify aspect, which is the good years that you can enjoy retirement. And that's something that becomes a lot more real. The older you get, the closer to retirement you get. Maybe you see family or friends who die and don't get to benefit from those things. It starts to change the calculus considerably. So the big takeaway from today is just, math can be whatever math wants to be, but there's also going to be a certain value you're going to place on being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and doing it longer than you otherwise would be able to do if you continuously delay gratification. I understand in the personal finance world, that is kind of heresy, but trust me, the older I get, I'm not all that old, I'm approaching middle age, but I'm not quite there yet. And the more people that I see throughout the years of my career in this industry, I definitely realize that they covet the ability to do the things they want to do. And some of that is definitely going to be tied to making decisions that fly in the face of traditional finance, because it's more about what brings you satisfaction than what brings you absolute optimized dollars in your 401k or from your Social Security monthly check. So if you're feeling a little weird about the decisions that you made about Social Security, I don't think you need to. If you are looking at Social Security and trying to decide when the right time to pull the trigger is, if it is critical to start Social Security and start retirement at the same time, then sooner is probably not as bad as a lot of people would lead you to believe. If you're in a position where you can delay Social Security because you have assets or some other income producing capabilities that would allow you to generate income for a little while and then start Social Security at age 70, that's well worth considering. And there are lots of ways that you might be able to do that you're not even thinking about, and that's something that we help people with every day. But just understand that the older you get, the The fact is, a dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. And the rate at which a dollar is going to decline in value to you as the number of years you have left declines, it grows very, very fast.